So the topic that we'll be doing today is angles. We'll start with some very basic properties relating to angles and then we'll move on to the more complicated ones. सबसे पहले तो let's start with angles, sum of angles in a triangle. So what is sum of angles in a triangle? This is the very first property, sum of angles in a triangle, which is 180. If I have a triangle and if I ang all the angles of a triangle, so yeah, so the final answer is 180. In angles, I always urge students to make equations. If I have these three angles A, B, and C, I can simply say A plus B plus C is 180. Okay, now the next property is adjacent angles on a line, and their sum is also equal to 180. What are adjacent angles on a line? If I have a straight line and if I split that straight line into multiple angles, so maybe I can say that one angle is A and the other is B, no matter how many angles are divided into. And the third one is C. So if I add all these angles together, I will again get 180. This is the second basic angle properties. Okay. Now, two more properties that we are concerned with, and one is angle at a point. And let me write that for you. Sum of angles at a point are 360 degrees. So, for example, if you have a point and there are many angles at that particular point, so if I add all those angles together, A, B, C, D, E, and if I've divided it into six parts in this one, but all of these are at one single point. So when I add all of them together, I'll get A plus B plus C plus D plus E and then plus F, and their sum is equal to 360. The fourth easy simple property that we are dealing with is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a four-sided enclosed figure. So if I have a quadrilateral and there are four angles in it, so if I add all those four angles, the sum again is 360 degrees. W, X, Y, and Z. So these are some very basic properties of angles that we'll be dealing with: W, X, Y, and Z. The sum is again 360 degrees. So the fourth property is sum of angles in a quadrilateral, and that is 360 degrees. Now moving on to a few questions. Remember, finding the angle through the longer way is always possible, but we try to find it through the shortest method so that we can learn and understand these properties, which is the ultimate objective of this topic. So if I were to find A in this one, how do I do that? A plus 70 plus 65 is 180 because it's the sum of angle in a triangle. So what is the value of A? Calculators must not be used for these easy questions. 70 and 65 added up, they become 135. It goes on the other side, 180 minus 135. So what is the value of A?
45.
45. Good. So I'm trusting you with the values. It's 45. Now what about this one? 25 plus b plus 20 is again 180. B plus 45 is 180. B is 180 minus 45.
135.
Well done. Well done. 135. Now, similar question, part C. C plus 54 plus 36 is 180. So what is the value of C? And I hope you're not using a calculator. 90 is
90.
180. C is again 90 degrees. So these were the very easy questions. Moving on to some other questions. And gradually we will increase our difficulty level. This is just the warm-up part for grade 11th. Okay, now what about this one? 56 plus D plus 62 is 180 because they are adjacent angles on a line. And if we add 56 and 62, that is 118 is equals to
62.
180. Good. So D is 62 degrees. Similarly, in this one, E plus 40 plus 70 plus 70 plus 60 is 360 because they are angles at a point. So E plus 240 is 360. The value of E is
120.
120 degrees. Okay, now if this sign is there, that means it's an isosceles triangle. And in isosceles triangle, the two base angles of the isosceles triangles are equal. एक और तरीका ये है कि if the line के जो सामने वाला है वो उसका angle कहलाता है. So I'll say if this is F, this is also F. F या G is equals to F. So I can say F plus 30 is 180. F plus F is 2F. 30 goes on that side. 180 minus 30. 2F is
75.
150. F is 75. So if F is 75, G will also be
75.
75. Try to solve it in a particular sequence, the sequence provided. And because if you don't, then it gets very difficult to understand new properties. Okay, so in this one again, H plus 33 plus 90 is 180. In right angle triangle, let me tell you one thing. If one angle is 90, so the sum of the remaining two is 90. We can ease our calculation this way कि एक तो 90 है, अब बाकी दो को plus करेंगे तो the sum is 90. It saves time, makes the numbers easier to calculate and reduces the chance of error. So what is 90 minus 33?
57.
Good. Okay, in this one again, if this is I, this is also I. 22 plus 2I. I'll gradually start to do it a bit direct. 2I is 180 minus 22. So 2I is
156. 158.
158 and I is 158 divided by 2.
79.
79. Well done. So J will also be 79. Now what about this one?
Sir, L would be equal to 35 degrees.
Very good now because ये दो sides हैं इनके सामने सामने वाले angle L will be 35. So I can say again just following the sequence K is 180. I'll write L is 35. I already know that. So K is 180 minus 70. 35 plus
1
35 is
110.
110 degrees. And L is 35 because it is the base angle of an isosceles triangle. Same reason. Okay, we are gradually
Yes.
moving towards some parts where we learn a few new things. Okay, now we are encountered a quadrilateral. So adding up all four angles of a quadrilateral should give me 360. So M is
285. So sum of
285.
190, 90, and 105.
Well done. So it goes on the other side.
75.
Okay, I'm trusting you with the values. Similarly, part K is very similar. You can just find N and let me know. I'll wait for your answer.
and would be 130 degrees.
Okay, I'm trusting you with this. Try it on your own. जितना हो रहा है जो हो रहा है. Now what about this one? Following the sequence, we must first find O. So we say 51 plus 33 plus O is 180. What is the value of O?
Wait, 96.
Okay. And what is the value of P?
Uh, 84.
Good. I want to explain something over here. The sum of these two angles was also 84 and P is also 84. This is a property of a triangle that is often ignored and it is a very easy property. If I make a triangle, any triangle. Now, what is the exterior angle of a triangle? If you extend one of its sides, the angle that it makes with the entire figure is called the exterior angle. I am labeling it as E. And I'm labeling other two angles, the opposite interior angles, as A and B. So the property that we have here is E is equals to A plus B. And the reason is we call this that the exterior angle of a triangle is the sum of opposite interior angles. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
If we wanted to find P directly over here, we could have said that P is equals to opposite interior angles. कौन से दो हैं? 33 plus 51.
51, 33.
Very good. So this is the property that we have learned, that exterior angle of a triangle is equals to sum of opposite interior angles. Now we'll be using this property whenever we can. Now, what about the first one? If I were to follow the alphabetical sequence, which angle should I find first?
Q.
Q. So how do I find Q here?
100 minus 35.
Very good. Q plus 35 is 100 because exterior angle is 100. It is the sum of opposite interior angles. If I add both these angles, I should get it equal to 100. So what is the value of Q then?
65.
65. And R plus 100 is 180. So R again is 80 degrees. Now, can you find S as well? I'll wait for your answer for S and then I will move on to part O.
So for S, first we will add all the other angles, and 99 plus 72 plus 51.
Yes. Learn to make these equations. 99 plus this plus 72 plus 51 is 18. Sorry, my bad.
Well,
It's
360.
360. Yes. So now
That would
S
be
plus
222 degrees, not 222.
222.
360 minus 138.
I hope calculators are not being used in this one. Now part
Yes, sir.
O. Following the alphabetical sequence, which angle must I find first?
P.
T.
Angle T.
I'll just take this line. I'll just... So for T, I can say it is a straight line. T plus
Yes.
121 is 180. So what is the value of T?
Um, 59.
59 degrees. Now what about U? For U, I can take another straight line.
Yes.
on which u and 121 lie?
It would also be 59.
Yes, absolutely right. And here we will learn another property. We'll say u plus 121 is 180. So u is also 59. So the property that we learn here before going on to find v is called vertically opposite angles. If I have two lines, one is this way and the other is this way. So the angles opposite, if this is x, the angle right in front of it will also be x. And they are called vertically opposite angles. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, this and this are also vertically opposite angles. So now looking at these two lines, can I say V plus 33 is 121 because it is a vertically opposite
Yes, sir.
angles? So yeah, so V plus 33 is a complete angle and it must be equal to 121. So what is the value of V then?
Uh, see, 79, 78.
78.
Oh, yes, sorry, भाई ये बेटे थे.
I'm telling you, I'm trusting you with the value. If you tell me a wrong value, I'll just write it without even thinking.
Sorry, it would be 88.
Sure now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is this clear now? So these are some
Yes, sir.
very basic properties of angles that we have covered today. Looking at some more.